Laziness, Mammon's link. As we prayed, I remembered a vision that I had seen some time ago as I swept the house. In the vision, I saw some analytic graphs with lines in front of me. Someone was using the graph to describe how the number of skilled people is reducing drastically and steadily. The reason for this is that people are going into things that do not involve skills, looking for quick ways to make money. This person explained the fact that in years to come, those who have skills will rule over those who do not. This is because a lot of things at that time will depend on what you can do with your hands. The coming economic climate will majorly favor those who can do things, not just those who are looking for things to do, I heard. This was linked to the situation in Nigeria while we prayed, and it was explained that laziness is the reason why people despise and refuse to learn skills, and instead choose quick online money-making means and call it skills. It seemed I was getting a teaching that people were lazy because they wanted to make money quickly, and so there's like a link between laziness and mammon. Then I saw Mammon. The setting was like a fighting arena, and I saw a throne from a distance. Someone was sitting on it. He had servants around him, and it seemed he had a lot of people coming to and going away from him. He sat with his right hand on his cheek, acting uninterested but powerful. I just knew it was Mammon. I have seen him before, but this time, he looked like some Greek or Roman god. He was linked to two sources who looked like his slaves. One was laziness, and the other, hard work. It seemed like he was using these two ways to serve his people. People were used to the hard work slave, who looked more socially friendly, but brash in words and spoke very highly and proudly, whilst the laziness slave looked unfriendly, but was very smooth when he spoke. In the vision, Mammon seemed to realize that the laziness source was slowly but surely becoming a more effective way for people to serve him in his altar. This was because people didn't need motivation from hard work again, but they were motivated by laziness even more. This was because the laziness source was pushing people towards wanting quick riches, and people despised hard work. They wanted to do anything that assured them of quick gains. They would prefer that method instead of gaining a skill. It looked like laziness was turning people against hard work, but it seemed hard work began to play along to this ploy as they both served the same master. So hard work compromised, and laziness rode on his social acceptance to pass on its smooth words. Then I saw people working on both the laziness path and the hard work path. At this point in the vision, it looked like two divergent paths from the throne. The laziness path was gaining more ground and had more people on it. It seemed there was a lot more push towards quick money. I wondered what was creating the rush for money. I thought, but if they had what they wanted, there wouldn't be any of this. Then I heard discontentment. I understood that if they were contented, they would not be in this arena. I also heard that their discontentment was created by both civil and spiritual leadership. These leaders were creating discontentment in the people, which led them to Mammon. I saw this new system and way of thinking spread across the nation in different forms and in different sectors. At some point, I was feeling really sad because I was wondering about the effect of this state of affairs in the nation in years to come. It felt like a form of slavery, like we were preparing to give ourselves up to slavery. It seemed like a picture of colonization, but this was going to be an economic slavery. I saw that there was a wire linking laziness to Mammon. Then the wire was cut, and some people came to connect the link again. But then, I felt the connection was towards the civil and spiritual leadership, who had failed already by making the people discontent. Thus, this link was connected to both leaderships again, and it seemed like the civil leaders were creating a further connection to something they had been building. They had been building things of their own over time. It looked like a mast, and it was like a cumulative effort. What I heard was, "He that is faithful in little will be given most." So this link was connected to the mast on the side of the civil and spiritual leadership. The mast was so high that I couldn't see the end. I saw that the spiritual people who God will use to correct this wire of laziness are people who had learned to do things with their hands. That was the way to correct the laziness link. Then I saw a cloud of darkness covering the land. I saw people who looked like owls, and they were just watching some giants walk into their land and taking it. I had the impression that this was what would likely come in the end. Cutting the laziness link to Mammon was like judgment that would make it impossible for people to connect to Mammon. It was quite interesting to see that Mammon could work through laziness and not just hard work. It was like a growing link, that is, the link between laziness and Mammon, as opposed to hard work and Mammon. I felt like the prayer point was that God will cut that link between laziness and Mammon, because more and more people were worshipping on the altars of Mammon through that link. Laziness became a constant means to offer sacrifices to Mammon, and the number of worshippers were increasing. 23rd June 2022. Brother MP. Copyright Game Watch.